Okay, Jason, it's now the most exciting time of the day.
The lightning questions.
This is the lightning round that all my follower tell me is their favorite. Hi, Mom.
Awesome.
Um, it is the lightning round. So, again, first thing that comes to your mind, we're just going to power right through these, Jason. What's one marketing buzzword you'd exile to the moon forever?
There's so many, but the top is probably omni-channel marketing, which is super redundant. All marketing should be omni-channel, so it's like you don't say that anymore. Just say marketing.
Excellent. If Chaos Industries had a theme song, what would it be?
And going back to that question in terms of how subjective soundtracks are, but pure coincidence. But there's a song or audio track on artlist.io called "Forged in Chaos." It's literally the perfect soundtrack for Chaos Industries. Like it starts off a bit mysterious. It's a good build, has like hype near the end, and there's like this like subtle like ticking sound that is really in line with our like Chaos Industries creates time messaging. It's perfect.
Is this techno? Is it rock? What is it?
It's a little bit of both. I would say it's a little bit more on the electronic side, but there is like some maybe rock influence to it.
Okay.
It's just really dramatic, really mysterious. It has that kind of mystique. I think it was just perfect. We actually used it in one of our most recent videos.
Beautiful. More terrifying, a blank Google Doc or a meeting titled Q4 alignment session?
100% sure, 100% certain it was the Q4 alignment session. I think Google Doc to me is just an open canvas, right? You can do what you want with it. You can put a strategy doc. You can put together a very well organized plan. I think alignment sessions aren't the worst, to be honest, but I think one that's not done well is just time wasted. So that's probably the more terrifying.
Okay, what's a campaign you wish you'd done, which is just pure envy marketing?
I think the OCD person in me would talk about that Coinbase QR code ad
The Super Bowl?
that ran. Yeah, I think we all know it, right? It was just this like very visceral moment in all of our lives when we saw that. Maybe not like kids nowadays, but like back in the day with a DVD. And that was just like it was taking advantage of this like pop culture moment in time. Obviously it was crazy time for all of us, but it was just a very like kind of refreshing thing. They really knew how to get OCD people like me kind of going in terms of it bouncing. And I think it crashed the website.
I've been promoting this for a long time. I was on a team that started one of the first big national interactive ad agencies here in San Francisco. And Sun Microsystems was our client. We were launching the big .com campaign. And we tested all kinds of strategies. And what we learned very quickly was the more intrigue we could create, the more interest there was. Like the less messaging, the more creative intrigue. Hands down, clobbered, very specific full messaging in our creativity. So that was pure intrigue to me. What the hell is that QR code bouncing around on the screen? Because it moved around like the pong ball, right? From the video.
I was like, should I even scan this? Like, what if it's a virus or something?
Totally.
You never know. But yeah, it makes you question, like, should companies come out of stealth? Like the mystery and the intrigue sometimes actually lends itself pretty well.
It's a big strategy.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your go-to cleaning up the deck at 2 a.m. snack?
Hopefully I'm not cleaning up decks at 2 a.m. Hopefully it's
a snack.
It's always popcorn. Even though popcorn's a little bit controversial because you gotta use your fingers and you're gonna dirty up your keyboard. So sometimes I just eat it with a spoon, which is kind of weird. But...
No, dude, hold on, wait a second. Back up. Popcorn with a spoon?
So hear me out. Like I obviously want to keep my keyboard clean, but I love popcorn. So that's at least I'm not using chopsticks. That'd be even more.
Fair enough. But that'd be a little more impressive.
Yeah.
Okay. First job ever, and what did it secretly teach you about marketing?
Is this first job just like paying job or like an internship or something like that? I think it would be Pacific Sunwear, the clothing brand. I was just like they called it, and there's great positioning on their part, but it was brand representative. So basically you're like a floor sales rep. And I honestly thought it was a great intro to just marketing, right? Like you have to like know your customer. Like as soon as they walk in the door, you kind of, think through like what they might want and you approach them, having that empathy, having that kind of building that connection, then basically trying to sell them certain products that you think might make them happy. And so I think it was a pretty interesting start. I remember it was during a time where oil prices were or gas prices were really high though, and so I was making probably less than I was like putting out in terms of cash flow for gas, but still worth it in my opinion, just as a kind of like a first entry into the working life, I guess.
I got my first job, and it's no coincidence that I'm working in advertising, was I cleaned horse stalls.
Yeah, yeah, nice.
All right, what's one hill you'll die on when it comes to branding?
Probably that great branding starts with great products. I feel like it's you can come up with a great brand, but I think if you don't have products to kind of back it up, I mean, then you don't have much of a company, or you don't have much to kind of sell, right? And actually, that might work against you if you sell a great brand without great products, because then people will expect the world and just end up being disappointed. So, might be the product marketer in me, but great brands start with great products for sure.
That's 100% true. I heard a great quote, and it was that nothing kills a bad product faster than great marketing. Right?
That's true. Yeah. It's always in the back of our minds too.
Yep. Yeah. So, okay, so if your marketing style were a movie, what would the title be?
I'm going to cheat a little bit because this was part of your cold outreach to me, but honestly, Iron Man. I think there's just so many different aspects. Have different things in my tool belt, and I think it's just having that kind of like all-purpose, and also thinking through like creative ways, tech ways, understanding kind of the product. Like all of that is very Iron Man, and who wouldn't want to be Iron Man?
Tony Stark was awesome. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
what a superhero already.
Yeah.
Okay,
Inspiration.
you can hire one of these as your creative director: ChatGPT, Don Draper, or your own mother. Who gets the gig?
So that's a difficult one. Definitely not my mom. Love her,
Okay.
but she blindly likes the brands that she likes based on her own developed and mostly biased perception, and she will stubbornly stick to them. So pretty limited creativity from that perspective, so probably not. Admittedly, I have not watched Mad Men, but I do know the character Don Draper. From what I know of that character, maybe not the most authentic, and I honestly think, as a creative director and any work in general, like you need to have that kind of authenticity. Probably not. I know I just railed on AI and how it won't take over marketing.
Yeah. But you're hiring.
But I guess from process of elimination, I probably have to go with ChatGPT. Or if I just choose an option 4, like, I don't know, maybe like a wild card, like
Who's the wild card?
like Charles Ames or something, like who developed the Ames chair. I always admired.
One of my favorite chairs, and still kind of uncomfortable.
Still kind of uncomfortable, but I think the style is just very minimalist,
Yeah.
clean, and he was like a pioneer of his time. Well,
Totally.
Charles and Ray Ames, obviously.
Yeah, I
But,
loved having it in the living room, but I never liked to sit in it.
Oh yeah, I still don't have one. I aspire to
No,
get
you
one
don't
someday.
need
But
Go get a comfy sofa. Okay, finish this sentence. Marketing is just organized blank.
this is also cheating, but I'm just gonna go with chaos. Like we talked about in the first question. I know I wanted to avoid using that word as possible, but I think it is, right? It is like there is a beauty in the chaos, but you need to harness it, you need to organize it, and if you organize it and prepare for it, that's where creative can take over, and you can come up with really cool outcomes and great outcomes for the company. But sometimes it is a little bit chaotic.
Well, Jason, that is the last of my questions. I want to thank you so much for joining us on Marketing Mischief and Mayhem. You've been a wonderful guest, and I'm sure all our listener will love it. So, hi, Mom. Again, hi, Mom. Thank you so much for joining us. I've really enjoyed my time with you, Jason. And once again, thanks for taking a flyer with us.
Thanks for having me.